what's up everybody? Welcome to Indie Comics Review. This week I'm going to be reviewing 4 books from the recent weeks that I got a chance to read last week. And at the end I'm going to be giving away a copy of Phantom Starfighter #1 3rd printing. Let's get started right away with the reviews. We got a lot to get to. First book up is That Texas Blood, #7. This is from Image Comics, and it's written by Chris Condon and art by Jacob Phillips. Well, first of all, That Texas Blood is back. After taking a few months off, ending the last story arc at #6, it returns with the arc focusing this time on the sheriff, which is really one of the most interesting characters in this story. The first arc ended in a disappointing manner. A lot of people dropped off. And I recommend this book to a lot of people because the first 3 issues were really on point and I liked where it was going. Then it just kind of tapered off and went in the direction of this guy from New York or wherever he was, and his story just kind of petered out and it just wasn't that much of a thing. So now that it's back, I'm glad that it's focusing on the most interesting character and the most interesting part of his life. So this time we get a lot more background on not just the sheriff, but also the cult. The Hotel Belasco, that seems to be a place that plays a big role in the town's history. And most importantly, a new character who's a private investigator from the West Coast who joins the story and brings in some fresh perspectives. The story moves much better now that the focus has shifted. It's told a lot more in flashback, kind of like season 1 of True Detective. And I like this pace a lot more. There's a lot of written info in the back of the book, and that fills a lot of holes and it gives you some more background into the town and its inhabitants. And that's really cool that they include this stuff, because you can do like a little research, if you will, on your own to get some insight into what happened in this county and in this town back in the past. And this is the direction I thought the book was going to take when I first recommended it to so many people. Who doesn't let me down again. If you can find forgiveness in your heart, give That Texas Blood a chance. I think this time it's really headed in a good direction, and I like where it's going. Next book is The Crusaders, the Mighty Crusaders, The Shield, #1. This is written and drawn by Rob Liefeld, and it's on Archie Comics. This book says it's a one-shot, even though the last words at the end of the book are the words "the end" with a question mark behind it. So we'll see about that. I don't know what's happening with it. I don't know the history of what's going on with this book as far as what his plans are with this universe, if any. But anyway, I'm not exactly sure what the point of the book is. It kind of opens up on some superheroes posing and facing front and speaking to the camera, so to speak. And you get description boxes telling us who they are. And some of them have pretty clever names. They're all rendered in Liefeld's signature style, with the poses looking very Liefeld-y. And it basically talks about the original Shield. Just mentions him in passing almost. His name was William Higgins. Like for a hot second, he talked about him. And it says he was forged in fires of war, or whatever. And he's virtually immortal and indestructible. So there's a little else is said about him other than that his son saying, "God rest his soul," at some point. So I assume that he is now dead. The whole book is not really a story, but it's like a series of poses and random action sequences that show the young new wearers of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s armor and talking about how badass his armor is. It's the new guy, that's the original S.H.I.E.L.D.'s son. And then he starts taking out helicopters and beating up unfortunate goons who just like pretty much cannon fodder for him in his fancy armor. And then we see these previously mentioned heroes here still facing the front, talking to themselves, talking to each other, but facing the front of the camera rather than interacting with each other like a lot of people would do in a normal conversation. And they're taking a vote for some reason to to take out this guy, Joe Higgins, who was the son of the original Shield. But it's not really much of a story. It's just kind of like a lot of fights and poses, pretty much. Like I said, you really can't really call this a story, if you ask me. It's an introduction, I suppose, to the new Shield. And the same thing, a similar thing actually happened with Extraordinary. This was on Titan Comics. It was out a few weeks ago. And they had this preview of Extraordinary. And it was like a dollar comic. It was a nicely done dollar comic with just about as many pages of story as this book has. And actually it had a story. It was an introduction to this whole Extraordinary concept and everything. But this, it's just kind of like, I don't know what this is. This was intended to get me to like the Shield, and it failed miserably. Because I'm definitely not going to pick up the next issue of this book, no matter no matter what it costs, no matter who's in it. This is kind of like the book Trogs from last week by Richard Bonk. Richard Bonk is a really good artist. I would think. I would sometimes think maybe is as good or better than Liefeld, I would say. But both of them are really not good at writing. And to put this book out as a full price book is just kind of, I guess, negligent as far as I'm concerned on Archie's part to do that. I guess, you're trying to get the money back and so forth. And I guess Rob Liefeld doesn't come cheap. But this has been like a $1 book, a preview of okay, this is a preview of the Shield. I would have felt better about it, what I got for for my purchase. I'm not a big Liefeld fan. I don't feel strongly one way or another about him. He's done stuff I like, and he's done stuff I don't particularly like. So for me to get this book, unless you're just a true diehard, dyed-in-the-wool Liefeld forever, I want everything he's put out kind of fan. This is not something I would recommend for you. Yeah, it's just to me just kind of puzzling as to what it is. The next book is called Good Luck, and it is from Boom Studios, and it is written by Matthew Ehrman and Stefano Simeone. Good Luck begins in the year 1989 in Little Kentucky, Ohio. Little Kentucky, Ohio. I don't know if such a place even exists. Where two god beings of luck appear on Earth. One is spreading good luck, the other spreading bad luck. Then something happens where they touch, and that apparently changes the universe forever. Fast forward 30 years, and luck has become a quantifiable thing. There are good luck and bad luck zones. Certain people are deemed lucky or unlucky. Among the unlucky are this group of kids that have been chosen to go on a mission to retrieve a Kismet core from the Kismet zone somewhere nearby, and thereby retrieving these things, they will attempt to save humanity from this luck hell that the world has fallen into. And this has been decided by the Bureau of Luck and Probability, who have named these kids the Unfortunates, kind of like, I guess, the Expendables. So the Unfortunates run through a simulator, some sort. There's been some of them have been training for like years to go through the simulator, and then they bring in one kid at the last minute who's had no training whatsoever, and he's the one that actually finds the core. And they've been convinced that this is their noble mission in life, to sacrifice themselves for the more lucky masses. Good Luck is done in an anime, manga, video game kind of style that reminds me of the art from sort of we only find them when they're dead, but it's not as dark and murky as that art. In fact, if that book had been more clear like this art, I may have kept it. I may have not dropped it when I did. It's not so much the art that I don't care for that much in this book. It's just the concept of the story that it just kind of doesn't interest me that much. I get the luck as a tangible thing concept, sort of like Domino in the Marvel Universe, but I guess the way that it's presented is just kind of confusing to me. I guess it could be a generational thing. I'm not sure if this is a video game or someday it's going to be a video game. But it's clearly not for my demographic, and that's fine. I just found the characters unrelatable and the premise not that interesting. But I could see how a lot of people would love this, and I really wouldn't be surprised if it turned into a big, huge hit. But it's just not for me. Last book, and this time I saved the best for last. The last book is Black Hammer Reborn. This is written by Jeff Lemire and illustrated by Caitlin Yarsky, and it is on Dark Horse. I have to say that I really love Black Hammer. Let's get that right out of the way. There, I said it. I love Black Hammer. I just freaking love this book. I love the universe. I love most of the characters in this universe. It's to me, it's like the DC universe, the way it should be written. It's uncensored. It's got really good, interesting characters. There's just a deep, lush history and everything, and even if you're not caught up on all the events in the previous issues of Black Hammer, this book will catch you up on in the first couple of pages. So don't worry about jumping on and not knowing what's going on. So in the beginning of this book, this is pretty much Lucy's story. 20 years has passed since the last issue, and she's now married with children and all the problems that comes along with middle class parenthood. It seems like she hasn't been Black Hammer for a while, but she loves reminiscing about the good old days. And she has a cop friend that used to be her partner of some sort, I guess. That's not really explained. I don't know if her partner had powers or she was just her connection on the police force. Not much was revealed about that just yet. But there's a pretty earth-shattering event that prevents her from wielding the hammer again. And I'm sure that will be explained further in future issues. There's so many good things about this book. Lemire's writing is fantastic. As always, Caitlin Yarsky's art is perfect for this book. I wish she could be the regular artist going forward. I know she does a lot of different stuff. I love her work on Bliss, but this is just so completely different. For a minute, I forgot it was her, because Bliss is such a darker, moodier story, and this is just done in a different style. It's in a bright superhero kind of a style. She just does such great work on this. The Black Hammer Vision series, I think it may have just ended, but it may be ongoing. This series had a bunch of various writers and artists all taking a whack at the characters of Black Hammer and the universe. In every different issue, there'd be a different story. And that book had so many good stories in it. I think that speaks volumes as how solid a franchise this whole Black Hammer universe is. Jeff Lemire, Caitlin Yarsky, Black Hammer, that's just a winning combination. Any way you slice it, as far as I'm concerned, it's 2 huge thumbs up for me from Black Hammer, if you might not have guessed already. So now that's all for the reviews. Let's see who's going to win that giveaway this week, which is, as I mentioned before, the Phantom Starkiller #1, 3rd printing. They're coming out with a 4th printing. I think maybe coming out pretty soon. It sometimes get delayed, so have a glow-in-the-dark cover. But that'll be interesting. So quite a few, well, more than normal. Maybe 10 names in the bowl this week. So good luck to everybody. Let's see here. I have to mail out the giveaways from the last few weeks. I'm sorry, I've been behind, guys. Ha! Low budget comics and things. You get the Phantom Starkiller #1, 3rd printing. Congratulations, Low Budget Comics and Things. I know a lot of you guys wanted that, but only got 1 copy, so you get it. I'm going to leave my email down there. Send me your shipping information on that in that email, and I'll get that out to you ASAP. So there is that. So next week's giveaway, I haven't decided what's going to be next week's giveaway yet. So check out tomorrow's haul video, and I'll come up with some kind of a thing for next week's giveaway. But like I said, I'm still a little bit behind on the giveaways since I've been going through this whole moving my domains and all that stuff, my emails. So I just got my emails back, so I'm just starting to get my head back together. So please be patient. But I'll have some giveaway together for next week by tomorrow. So thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to turn notifications on so you know when I'm making my next video. So until next time, I'll see you guys in the funny papers. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.